Hello and welcome to another Comics with Kids that's absent kids right now. I've got one kid who's been sick with swimmer's ear and not feeling all that well, and Charlie hasn't decided what she wants to do for her second video, so we're kind of on hiatus from that for now, but I wanted to show you a little bit of what I've been picking up and pose a couple of questions to see what everyone's responses are. So lately at my shop, I've been buying a lot more than usual just because there's been some really good stuff Marvel-wise that I've been really interested in. I've been reading through the Death of the Inhumans, which is a storyline that Donny Cates did. I mentioned that he came by the shop, and I was reading through these. They're quite gripping. I think they're actually a really good story if you haven't checked it out yet. Obviously, there's no big spoiler in the idea that characters are dying, but how they do it, I think, has actually been really interesting. So I recommend that one. I've been going through my favorite one lately has been Old Man Hawkeye. And I've mentioned this on my Instagram and other things. This is the variant for the first issue and a fun kind of classic Avengers one, which is kind of playing through the story if you've been reading it up to lately. This issue, the most recent one that I've read, I don't think there's an 8 yet, maybe it's next week, has to do with sort of explaining why the other Avengers, or how the other Avengers died, and why Hawkeye didn't, and what happened there. I think it's just been really, really good all the way along. The Venom stuff in 5 was really interesting. You know, they have that dinosaur in Old Man Logan. I think it was the dinosaur, the Tyrannosaurus Rex that had the symbiote attached to it. Was a fun character, and I think they're kind of backing that story up to kind of show you how that came about. So that is a really good read. If you haven't tried Old Man Hawkeye, I fully recommend it. I've been enjoying Otley's run currently on Amazing Spider-Man. This cover, I think everybody's talked about how just amazing that cover is, and just what a really cool style he has. Didn't love the most recent issue as much. I'm kind of curious to see where it goes a little bit, but the art is so strong that I'm definitely willing to give it a lot of opportunities to come back to something that I really would appreciate. I picked up several people, including Comics with Bueller, told me that Oblivion Song is really, really good. It's a Robert Kirkman story. So I grabbed the first 3 issues of that to give it a shot. So I'm going to be reading that soon. If you've read it, let me know what you think of it. As far as stuff that I didn't really care for, the new Fantastic Four, I think everybody has mixed feelings about it. I think the artwork is really cool, and the setup is nice, but it's definitely like a flashback, and so I'm going to give it a couple more issues to kind of see where they take it, but it was a lot of setup and not a lot of payoff just yet, so I'm curious to see maybe where it'll go. I've been reading over the Venom storyline that Donny Cates has been doing, and it's got some fun twists and turns in it, and the art's really, really strong. I'm not a big Venom character fan, but it's been interesting to kind of see what Donny Cates is doing as far as like the whole creating an origin basically for the alien in a way that I've never seen it done up to now. I had a few pickups that I thought were really valuable, and comes to our first real question. So I grabbed 2 copies of the first appearance of Spider-Gwen, and I was thinking of having one or potentially both of them graded, but I wanted to at least get some advice from you that have done it a few times. So this is one of them, and you know it could use a cleaning and a pressing, which I totally expected. And it's got one flaw that I don't know if you can see, but there in the, right in front of my finger, there's like a dent in the building there, the top of that building. So that, I don't know that that'll come out. But other than that, I mean, it's really clean edges. I'm not worried about the corners at all. The colors are really nice. I'm trying to just be super careful with it. And the other issue has sort of the spine scuffing. I don't know how well it'll show up. But along this edge right here, you can see that it had rubbed against another book. So it has a bit of a discoloration. It's really mild, but maybe, yeah, you can see it better there. You can see it's got a rubbing line. And I don't know if that stuff comes out with cleaning real well. And so my question to you is, do I get them both graded, or do I go through the cleaning and grading? What do you think cost-wise, logic. I mean, I think they're both really nice. I think I wouldn't below a 9.4, so potentially could be really, really nice. And depending on how the cleaning and the pressing went, you could get two really, really good issues. I also picked up I like this character, Spider-Gwen. I've been interested in her of late. And I've read through Marvel Unlimited, I got to go back and kind of check out some back issues, which made me want to go and then find certain copies. I found this fun Scotty Young variant really, really cheap. And I just dig the style, and I dig the way they do the backstory for her. For those of you, I mean, I thought it was a gimmick, and I didn't really read into it when it first came along, which is why I'm just now catching up to it. But what I liked about it was the way they sort of inverted a lot of the universe tropes, and you get Peter Parker as the Lizard, and you get Matt Murdock as this sort of kingpin, basically, character working for Fisk. So a lot of the great Spider-Man universe is inverted in a fun kind of way, much like Old Man Logan kind of reinvented the future. These kind of reinvent the past. So I've been enjoying those a whole lot. So that's my question for you. If you have any ideas or comments on pressing, cleaning, which one might be better, the one with the dent or the one with the sort of spine rub? I get the feeling that the spine rub could clean out possibly if somebody knew how to do it really well. So that would be my preference, but maybe they're both worth sending and doing the whole thing, CGC, press, clean, slab. And lastly, I'm going on a short trip, Northern California, and I'm really looking forward to hitting some comic book shops from in the Berkeley area, in the San Francisco area, and then possibly even up towards the Redwood National Park is where our destination as far as how north we're going. I'm going to definitely post some videos of cruising through comic book shops I come across and hitting some dollar bins, some 50-cent bins, some 25-cent bins, hopefully, and just finding good stuff and having my girls go along and maybe they find some cool stuff for them as well. If you have any recommendations of shops in that route, I'm happy to take them, and I might be able to hit a few of them up. So that's my goal over the next 2 weeks. Basically, we're going to leave middle of next week and be gone for about a week and a half. And I'm going to just hit a bunch of shops, bring some cash with me, and just kind of see what deals I can make. So if you've got any recommendations for that or any comments on those Spider-Gwens, let me know. For now, hopefully I'll get the girls on soon with whatever they feel like sharing next. I know Charlie wants to read the Colossus Kitty Pryde marriage storyline, so I've got to pull out my books for that one so she can give that one a read. More marriage stuff on her front, and Kate's got to decide what she wants to do next. I think she wants to do a thing on her favorite superhero characters in general and kind of why she likes them, so maybe that'll be her storyline. So until we get around to that, please subscribe, comment below, let us know what you think. I'm wearing today, I didn't mention last time I was wearing what shirt I was wearing last time, but I try to wear something fun every time. This is a Lost shirt. I'm a big fan, as you can see, sorry, over here. And I tend to have a lot of these shirts, but this is one of my favorite. It lists all the candidates for taking over the island if you're a fan of that show. So thanks for listening, and I'll catch up with you guys soon.